Hey, thanks for stopping in. You're watching Bourbon Battles, and my name's Joe. Hey, if this is your first time here, you stumbled on a good one. We're going to talk about something that's really cool today. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the rye whiskeys that I'm really enjoying right now. My favorite ryes right now, coming to you after this. That's right, guys. I love rye whiskey. I've been getting more into rye whiskey here of late. Some of the things that we're going to talk about today are new to me. Some of them have been around for a very long time. Some of them are just tried and true old favorites, guys. But these are the rye whiskeys that I'm enjoying the most right now. It doesn't mean they're my favorite ryes. It doesn't mean they're the best ryes. It doesn't mean they're the most expensive ryes. It just means these are the ryes that I really enjoy right now. You know, just as soon as I say that, I look right out here and I see this Nulu rye on the shelf on the other side here, and I love that one. That could have easily been in this list. So keep that in mind. You know, there's no Van Winkle ryes or any of that kind of stuff. I don't have one. I've tried it. It's really good. If I get my hands on it, it'd be on the table. So before we get into that, I want to talk to you about one quick little thing here, little giveaway we're doing. You can win this bad boy right here, this bottle of Blanton's, and this shirt right here. That's right, this Kentucky Chew shirt. If you like this, check out copperandtap.com. Use code Bourbon Battles. So you want to win this shirt, this cool Kentucky Chew shirt, and they got a lot of other cool stuff in there. And this bottle of Blanton's, all you have to do is like and subscribe on YouTube. Guys, if you want an extra entry, share it. This is going to go out. You can do it on every video that I mention this in. You can enter on every video I mention this in. So do that. You can do it on Facebook. You can do it on TikTok. You can do it on YouTube, but you have to subscribe on YouTube. So once you do that, and we hit 3,000 subscribers, which is coming faster than not, I'm going to give this and this away. So, hey, thanks for doing that for us. And you get a bottle of Horsies. So let's get right into it here. These are in no particular order, but I did, in my opinion, save the best for last. So keep that in mind. No particular order, save the best for last. We're going to get into these. We're going to talk a little bit about each one. I'm actually going to taste every one as we go through them, tell you a little bit about what I think. So the first one we have coming for you, Minor Case Rye. Guys, if you've not had this, this comes from the same people that make Yellowstone down there at Limestone Branch. This is a rye whiskey. It's a sherry cask finish at 90 proof. Like I said, the Limestone Branch Distillery in Lebanon, Kentucky. Guys, if you've never been to the Limestone Branch in Lebanon, Kentucky and seen Steven and hung out and done all that, I highly recommend you go. It's a smaller distillery, and you can do Lux Row. You can do Maker's Mark. They're all right there in that area. Yeah. Sweet. It's a sweet rye. It's got some really cool notes in there, almost these peanutty notes that doesn't sound like they probably go together well, but they do. That sherry cask finish is amazing. I love this rye. It's something that I need to visit more often. Thank you, everybody down there, for making a great product. That is a source product, just so you know. So the next one we got coming for you is one of my tried and true favorites. If you know me very well, then you know this was definitely going to be on the list. This is Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye. Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye comes in to us at 116.1 proof. This is Mash Bill RW1. It's their Sweet Mash Rye. This is mashed, distilled, and aged in charred American white oak barrels in Brown County, Indiana. If you're not familiar with Brown County, Indiana, that's Nashville, Indiana. This particular one is batch 7. I have a bunch of these. They do a bunch of finishes. Their bourbon's now old enough that it's out on the market. If you've never had Hard Truth Sweet Mash Rye, I can't say enough good things about this stuff, guys. This stuff is absolutely amazing. I do taste some variations from batch to batch. There are some that I like more than others, but they're all perfectly fantastic, so don't get caught up in that. Get you one of these bottles. The price tag tends to shy some people away. I think it's in that $70 range, so, you know, for us down here, it was easy, right? This thing's 30 minutes from my house, so we knew we wanted to try it, but that's probably not the case for you, but it is well worth it. I've got some friends in Florida that I've really turned on to that, and again, I cannot say enough things about what Hard Truth's doing. If you're ever in the central southern Indiana area, passing through or whatever, and you're looking for something fun to do, check out Hard Truth. Hard Truth Hills down there in Nashville is an amazing facility. It's one of the best distillery experiences you can do in America. I can think of only maybe one that I prefer more. So it is an absolutely amazing experience. Make sure you check those guys out. Hey, while I'm getting the next bottle, check out my shirt here, Stave and Thief Society. If you're interested in one of their courses, the Executive Bourbon Steward course, see the graphic on your screen now, 15% off that course. I've done it. It's amazing. It's a good value, and that sensory kit makes it actually worth it. So, don't let the price scare you away. If you got any questions, send me an email at bourbonbattlesblind@gmail.com. Hey, our next bottle is 1816 Indiana Rye. If you don't know what Indiana Rye is, it's new legislature, new enough anyway, that changed the rules. So it is actually Indiana Rye, right? Like, Tennessee whiskey, Indiana Rye. This is a straight rye whiskey. It's 101.6 proof. It is sourced whiskey, but 1816 is out of Rensselaer, Indiana. We've got a distillery there, a restaurant. I've been talking to the owner there quite a bit here lately, texting back and forth over the last several weeks. It's better than it really stacks up well against everything else, guys. It's amazing whiskey. It's very unique, and these guys, I've worked with a ton of distilleries, right? I've worked with both of these distillers. I've worked with this and another one that's on our list. All these people are so good to work with. They're so much fun to work with and talk to and go to visit and do private tours and all the things that I get to enjoy doing. These guys are probably so far some of the coolest people to work with that I've ever experienced in the whiskey business. I put these guys right up there with Loaded Cannon and Lakewood Ranch, Florida. If you're ever down there, go check out Steve and the guys. Make sure you tell them Bourbon Battles sent you. And do the same. If you get to Rensselaer, Indiana, and you can go try this stuff, go there to the restaurant, bar. Make sure you tell them Bourbon Battles sent you. We've got some really cool, they've got some amazing things coming that I'm really, really, really excited about. They're letting me be a part of this and how they roll it out. So stay tuned to Bourbon Battles to learn some exciting things coming out of 1816 Indiana Rye. Yeah, Kenny, I know you're going to watch this. This is my second bottle, by the way, so we may have to fix that situation. My next one, I'm going to skip around a little bit. This is something that I did a review on a few weeks ago, and I'd kind of forgotten all about. Wilderness Trail Rye. I don't know if this one is a pick or not. It is not. It's 108 proof. Some of these Wilderness Trail Rye picks are some of the best whiskey you'll ever let pass through your lips, guys. And this stuff is, for whatever reason, Wilderness Trail has been forgotten about, right? We don't get a lot of attention with Wilderness Trail anymore, and I don't know why that is. We just don't talk about it anymore. I wish we would, because it is amazing. Everything they do is absolutely amazing. So let's see what we think here. It's got those traditional rye, everything you think about when you think about a rye, right? It's got that. But it's just so smooth, guys. And I know I'm going to make all the whiskey wise asses mad because you can't say smooth. Well, piss off, because that is smooth whiskey at 108 proof. I would actually recommend that for a beginner, because it drinks so much lower than its proof point, guys. That is such good stuff. As I sit here and look at these 4 bottles, and I wanted to do 5, and I did 7. Sorry, don't be mad at me. If I had to rank these, it would be so difficult. Now, I told you at the beginning I did pick my favorite, and I'm going to stand by that, and we're going to continue on with that. But let's get up to our next one. Guys, this is a whiskey that I just discovered, Stolen Wolf out of Pennsylvania. I'll tell you how I came across these guys after I tell you a little about this. This is Pennsylvania single barrel rye whiskey at 105 proof. They've got another one. I can't see it. It's that 90 proof-ish point. Their regular rye, which is a batch product, that's absolutely amazing. And if you're new to whiskey, I highly recommend you seek out that 90 proof small batch rye. But this stuff right here is pretty special, guys. Stolen Wolf Distillery, Pennsylvania. Gosh, I just found the age statement on this for the first time. I didn't see it before. It's only 43 months old. So actually, that's not bad for a rye. That's not bad for a rye at all. But this stuff, so the way I came across these guys, you guys have seen me review French Lick spirits, right? Spirits of French Lick down in French Lick, Indiana. Alan Bishop was a master distiller there for a very long time. He has since left there and moved on to another venture, which good for him. I have more than the utmost respect for Alan Bishop and everything that he says. I hang on and really put some thought into it, and I agree with nearly everything that I've ever heard that guy say. And he makes some amazing stuff, and I'm really excited to see what he does in the future. But he had shared some stuff from Stolen Wolf. That prompted me to reach out to Stolen Wolf and kind of introduce myself through an email, and which led to a phone conversation. And Alan came up, and those guys love Alan. I think Alan's the greatest. I said, I got to review your whiskey, but let me tell you something here. A micro distillery in the middle of Pennsylvania, or a micro distillery, a small distillery, whatever you want to call them, right? Whew. I did not expect that to come out of that bottle. Wow. It's amazing. People are going to drink that and say, man, I wish it would have came out at a higher proof in the 120s, but they did what they did for a reason. Man, it is unbelievably good whiskey that could have easily been number one on the list today, but just so happens I fell in love with something else at about the same time. Stolen Wolf, thank you so much for making great whiskey. I did a little Friday right here. I'm sorry, Whiskey Wednesday on this just here recently. So go back and check that out. That got an A+ rating. It's not expensive. Go to their website, check them out. Stolen Wolf. I'll put the website on the screen here just so you can check them out. Figure out where to buy this stuff and buy a bottle. Tell your liquor stores to carry this stuff. I don't even know where they distribute. Bug everybody to get this stuff, guys. This is every once in a while. I'm so lucky, right? Because I get to be exposed to different things, and I've got this neat whiskey collection, right? There's a lot of stuff, and most of the stuff in this room is like, yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, that's worth that. But then every once in a while, something that you don't expect, like Stolen Wolf, comes along and just blows your socks off. Kudos to those guys. And I don't know. My only fear with these guys is that everybody figures it out and it just becomes mainstream and $300 a bottle. Because that certainly should have a secondary value. So my next whiskey on the list, it wouldn't be a complete list for me without the Michter's 10-year rye. It's going to be hard for me to read this, but it's a 92 proof, guys. So I have a barrel proof rye too, but this 10-year 90-some proof at a Michter's. Michter's is down there in Louisville, Kentucky. If you ever get a chance and you're walking up and down Main Street, make sure you stop in at Michter's. They got cool stuff in there from time to time. I've never really got lucky to get anything cool, but then the first thing you get when you nose this glass is those pencil shavings and those dusty books, the old library, right? Because it's 10-year-old rye whiskey. It's just solid. It's just so good. It has become a bit of a unicorn, and you're lucky if you get it and all that. I wouldn't pay much over MSRP for it. That's just me. That's just how I roll. But that is just good, classic, old, aged rye whiskey. Doesn't get a whole lot better than that. So, but man, after drinking some of this other stuff, man, I would be so hard pressed to put these in order. Now, you know, the next one, which is the last bottle, is my favorite right now. But I'm telling you, that Stolen Wolf could be up there. That Wilderness Trail could be up there. The Hard Truth could come in there around 3-ish. That Michter's, believe it or not, could finish literally down at the bottom of this list. It could finish at the bottom of this list easily. In fact, yeah, on this list of 7, I would say it would be 5 or lower if I was forced to rank them. So keep that in mind. If you've been chasing this stuff around, guys, all this other stuff, right, is so good. This is the only whiskey on the list, and maybe the next one for now, are the only ones that are hard to get. I don't know about Stolen Wolf because I don't understand their distribution. The 1816 Indiana Rye, right? You got to understand their distribution, but you can buy it online. Wow, this stuff is so good. I'm becoming a rye fan more and more every day. Next rye on my list is going to be the highest proof rye on the list. It's going to be a newer release, and of course, that's Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye. Boom. This particular one is 130.1 proof. I got lucky one day and was walking through Total Wine, and they had it. I grabbed the bottle for me and my buddy Lonnie. Buy that. Buy a backup for that. Man, I'd have told you before this video started that it would blow the socks off everything on this table. It didn't. I still think it's probably my favorite on the table. But I think on any given day, I'd be really hard pressed to not pick Stolen Wolf over that. So keep that in mind. Keeping the 1816 is amazing for a unique thing. The Wilderness Trail is as good as it gets, right? It's a good classic rye. You know about the Michter's 10-year. Wow. I'll tell you this, Jack Daniels, though. So it's bananas. It's absolutely full of bananas for me. And I got used to get that note on Jack Daniels all the time. And I lost it like that overnight on the single barrel proof whiskeys. If you know me very well, that's some of my favorite whiskey in the world, which is, I'm sure, why I love this so much. But the bananas on that are what sets this apart from the rest of the things on the table. For me personally, you go through all this stuff. What if you're gonna own 7 ryes, right? And these are the 7 ryes that you own, and you randomly close your eyes and reach in a cabinet, grab me, and give me a pour of any of them. I'm gonna be in heaven. Come over to your house and hang out and drink rye whiskey, guys. This stuff is amazing. Keep that in mind. 7 great rye whiskeys that I love. Please like, comment, share, do all those things that help the YouTube algorithm, help us to grow. Leave me a comment. Let me know what rye whiskey did I leave out? Like I said, I've got a Nulu over there. It's really high proof, 117 proof. I can see it from here somehow. It's amazing. That could have been on the list. Silver Springs could have been on the list, but man, I've only seen that a couple of times in a couple of places. I'm really starting to get into some Oregon Spirits rye. I'll tell you what should have been on the list. If I owned a bottle, should have been on the list. And Cedar Ridge, if you're watching this, I need a bottle to review. Cedar Ridge Bottled and Bond Rye. I'll make sure to send you guys this video. I love that stuff. I had it in the bar the other day. I've only ever had a half an ounce. I got to dig more into the Cedar Ridge. Cedar Ridge is doing amazing things, guys. Let me know what you want to see on the next episode of Bourbon Battles. And hey, we love that you're here. I want to remind you, drinking whiskey is supposed to be fun. Do it with your friends. Do it responsible. Don't drink and drive. And like my dad always said, it's better to be full of whiskey than full of shit. See you next time.
If you drink, don't drive, do the watermelon crawl.